Good evening and welcome. Chris Upton in the house. Well, a happy new year to you all. I don't know if there's dark on or something. We've got nobody talking to me at the moment. It says we have 7 people in the house and nobody talking to me. Is it working? Oh, it must be working. Leon Vine is in the house. Good evening all and a happy new year to you. Abigail French, good evening to you. And Joe and Abigail, we never know. And Graham Allison, good evening to you. Alan Hudson, hello. Not happy new year, not good evening, but hello. Never mind. There we go, look. Good evening, happy new year. Watching the darts final, Tracy Dodds. Thank you, Tracy. Darts final. I knew there'd be something on tonight. More important. I'm not really into darts myself. When I was young and I worked in a hotel, it was at Tour Cross and it was at Start Point. And the hotel was the hotel, and then there was a sea, and then there was a pub. And they asked me to play the darts team. Well, I'm made for the darts team. Have you seen those darts players? They are chunky monkeys, aren't they? Or some of you would just say a fat bastard. So here we go. Look, from good evening all. Happy New Year from Karen Evans. Tim Weston, Happy New Year all. Like I said, Tracy. And what do we get from Adam? Hello. Good evening, Mr. Upton. I hope you had a fabulous Christmas and a New Year. Lots of love. That's better. That's better. I nearly frigging banned you then. I nearly blocked you so you go and watch the frigging darts. Good evening, Jamie. Kevin Polhill. Nigel Moore. Can you not speak fricking German? We need it in English. Okay. So, who's been having a good time out on the shoots then? It's been rather wet and rather windy. I had my aerial snapping off on the roof yesterday. We had, I think, 80-mile-an-hour winds. 3 fences come down. On the housing estate, 3 fences came down. We've had some fantastic days. Back out on Saturday. Well done. Well done, Karen. Okay, so anybody got any good news for us? It's so important. We want some good news this time of year. Yep. I went to the doctors today. The doctors queued up, brought me in, and said, we're going to take your blood pressure. Took my blood pressure, and then said, can you write it down? Can you go out and write it down? Keep a log of your blood pressure. Because we're too busy to do it. Why call me in? Why call me in? You know why? It's I don't want to go to the doctors and catch COVID, thank you. I liked the Black Lab video on Patreon, says Adam. Well, there's more to come. There's more to come this week. I've held back a little bit. I don't think people have been that busy because of the holiday season. And I thought rather than overloading people with videos, I'd hold them back a little bit and tickle them out. So we've had videos sent in and we're going to be tickling them out in the next few days. There'll be more and more for people to see. And I said the challenge tonight, the lead challenge. We've had 2 or 3 who sent in their dog being sent out and picking the lead. That was good. Fair play to those who sent it in. Yeah, this is it. Sue's in the house. She's in the background. She's only just supplied me with a drink. It's the last bottle of Pimm's, not Pimm's. Campari that we've got for me. When that's gone, that's my drinking finished for at least a week. It's a nuisance factor at the moment because there's that much food in the house and there was that much drink in the house. How could you leave it there? How could you not be grateful for having that stuff in the house? I'm watching an open trial on Monday the 8th to see what it's all about. This is it. Where's the open trial? Where is it? So, did you see that video I put up in Corleone Talk regarding everybody using food to sit their dogs there and remain steady? Did you see any dog there that was steady? Isle of Wight. Hey, sending a dog from the mainland to the Isle of Wight for a retreat, that's a freaking long way. Hey, how come you've not got lots of refugees coming into the Isle of Wight? Cheese bait training, says Graham. Yes, Karen said he saw it. Have you ever seen dogs being taught to be steady by chucking food at them, by giving them food in the line when another dog is going past them? Have you ever seen it? Have you ever been on a shoot and actually witnessed clickbait training? Exactly, Chris. Clickbait training. And I think Adam, good evening, Martin Lawrence. I think Adam was spot on when he said, it's not the poor people with the dogs, with the gun dogs or pet working dogs or pet gun dogs, but not, actually working with the gun. It's not their fault. It's not the people who own the dogs. You feel sorry for those people because they've just been misled. They've been taken down the wrong track. They've had the wool pulled over their eyes. I've never seen so much unsteadiness with people trying to bribe the dog to sit there. It was just distraction after distraction after distraction. It wasn't even working. Even with cheese, the dogs weren't rock steady. They need to use a firmer cheese. A firmer cheese. Would you like to name a few? I put it up in the group because I wanted people to see that there's people out there peddling this crap for people who don't have a clue or being misled in such a way that it's detrimental for their dogs, isn't it? It's detrimental for the ideology behind training a gun dog. A gun dog should be able to switch off, sit there, not at your feet looking at you for cheese or bribery, but it should be able to sit there and watch what's going out in front of it if you've trained it right. And how many of those dogs, how many of our dogs do we instill the dog that there's nothing wrong with chasing when told? And we encourage the chase, but we also encourage the control. If you've got to bribe a dog when you're on a shoot and have a food bag with you and keep flooding it with food, there is no way on this earth that those people should be on the internet misleading people. And this year's resolution, although I backed off for the last couple of years, is I think they need to be exposed for what they are. Now, tell me if you agree that they need to be exposed for what they are, because it's misleading. It's not the right way to train a gun dog. And if people think that's the way to get the Gundogs to listen to you, and they go down that road, all they're doing is being totally misled. Exactly, Karen. It's theft. That's what I think it is. It's theft. It's like, let's have a jolly day out, and there wasn't one dog there, or there wasn't one person with any authority. And I just looked at the trainer and listened to the crap coming out of the trainer's mouth, and I thought to myself, here's me not exposing these people like I used to. Why don't I go public? Why don't I go public? Making money is the priority, said Graham. And I think that a dog looking at you because you've got cheese in your hand when on a shoot and not watching what's going out in front, whether you're picking up, standing back in the woods, it's totally confusing the dog. And this is the problem. These so-called positive only, and there's no such thing, but they're out there, all peddling that we do everything with love and affection, and we're reward-based trainers. They are quick to attack anybody who uses methods that they don't like, but guaranteed they will not like it if we start publicly showing their videos, naming and shaming. And that's the question. Do you think we should be doing that, or do you think we should just be sitting back and doing our own thing quietly in the background? Have they sort of bullied me to the point that I just think I don't want the hassle? Or should we go, let's cause a bit of a shitstorm? Because I've been watching some boxing. Gavin says, I know someone like this. Their dog's useless on shoots, yet she takes money from people and only does reward-based training. Really gets to me. Exactly. That's the whole point. But I've taken 2-year back seat, really, and thought I'll just get on, show it to our group, the good points, bad points of dog training, to give people an understanding. But I think there's enough of us now to go out there and actually rattle a few cages. And we have, I think we used to have somebody in the group. What was his name again? I don't see him very often these days. He's so busy. He's so busy helping these people with their dogs who are struggling. Gary. Where's Gary these days? He used to be on all the time, didn't he? Where's Ian? Oh, are they all hanging around with the cheese, people? Garen says, I often think, do they actually know their shit, or do they think they are the dog's bollocks as a trainer? Gary Marriott, yes, the Anvine. I think that, Karen, I think they have little understanding. I think they have little understanding, but the thing is, people are too polite to expose them, aren't they? People just move on, don't they? People don't make a big thing of it, and they get away with it. Now, you could say, yeah, but leave it, Chris, just do what you're doing. But they're so fast to attack anybody who uses discipline. And at the end of the day, I don't think half these people could take it. They'd be so offended. And I think because so many people have been offended on Facebook these days, you can't do nothing on Facebook like you used to be able to do and expose people for what they are. Because if they make a complaint and say you've offended them with your comments. Gary Spencer, hi all, happy new year. Not like bloody Adam. Hey up, me duck. So that's what I've been thinking. I've been thinking we need to take it in slightly a different direction. We need to take it. I've been too quiet. I've not been in your face enough. Not your faces, other people's faces. I've not challenged them. I've not put them under pressure. I've not done videos about them. Well, I'm scratching me thinking, shall I carry on the way I'm going? Or should we actually stand up and start to fight back at this point? And that's what I thought I'd ask you guys on here. There's 27 people on here. I see people training puppies at 12 weeks of age, trying to push them back 30, 40 yards. And they're like showing everybody, and look at me, I'm a fantastic trainer. What I want to see, I want to see people taking problem dogs and turning them around. That's what I want to see, because there's plenty of people out there with problem dogs. You never see them videos. You never see that they do videos showing how they do it. No, but what it is it's like a young kid. A young kid will follow you anywhere. You know, when my daughter was young, she would follow me anywhere, and the boys would do the same. They just think you're the dog's bollocks. They think you're the best thing since sliced bread, and they follow you anywhere. That's what pups do. They follow. But if you put pressure on them, some can take it, and some can't. And how many dogs do you see messed up where they see these people giving a demonstration of a young dog? Gary Spencer, Christopher, can you put me on the group chat, please? There you go, look, group chat. And so I'm thinking to myself, shall I go down that road, or shall I just stick to doing what we're doing? Because we're the only group that actually show people how we correct dogs and how we sort out problem dogs. So what I'm thinking of is I had a great chat today. Who remembers Fireman Sam? Who remembers Fireman Sam? What do you mean, like most men? What's she on about, Sue? I do. Yes, they do. This is. I've got something in my head that I want to mention. Highly driven. Not all men are highly driven. Trust me, Leanne. Not all men are highly driven. Some of us are more highly driven than others. I've been watching that Netflix. There's been nothing on telly, and I come off Netflix because I've seen so much over the years. I come off for about 5 years, so I've gone back on Netflix just for over Christmas. I think I'll just keep it for a few months. Wasn't that Fireman Sam video where he fell over? I don't know if it was Adam. He used to come and stay in the caravan with his dog, and he used to argue like crazy. He's in the fire service. That's why we called him Fireman Sam. But he was the right character, and I used to give him absolute shit. The man in the van, we used to say. Yeah, the man in the van. He used to come down and stay in the van, in the caravan, and he was mad keen on it. And we had a few Barneys. It was funny. He could take it. It was funny. Anyway, it was so lovely to speak to him. We haven't spoken for, I think, 2 years, and it was so lovely to speak to him today. I'm sure it was him rolled down the grass bank when you went out training. May have been. That was Pierre, I think. Yeah, Pierre. Anyway, yeah, like I was saying, it was Leanne's fault because she said men are highly driven or something. Most men, like most men. I'm not like most men, trust me. Am I Susie Two Shoes? I'm a one-off, aren't I? Anyway, like I say, I went to doctors today, and they asked me, all they wanted me in there is to freaking have a blood test. have a blood test. All the way to the doctors for a freaking blood test. I wanted to see a doctor. I saw a nurse. I saw a woman who, anyway, she said, how are you getting on? I said, well, it's been Christmas. I said, so I didn't want to not eat over Christmas and not drink and be Mr. Humbug. I said, so I've decided to eat and drink and be merry over Christmas and then be a boring bastard in January. So for the next 4 weeks, if I'm a boring bastard, you'll have to pull up with it. Simple as that. So she said, why, what's the problem? I thought, hey, you called me in. I said, because I seen the doctor, seen the nurse last time, and she said I got to lose 11.5 stone. 9.5 stone. So I'm making it up now. Oh, freaking thank God it's not 11.5. I've got to lose 9.5 stone. And I says, I just feel clinically depressed. How the freaking hell am I going to lose 9.5 stone? And she goes, how are you going to lose 9.5 stone? I said, no, that's what I just said. And she said, who said you got to lose 9.5 stone? I said, the lady who was here 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, when I come in, and she said, you need to lose the weight. She said, oh, she's my boss. I said, all right. So I said, how can I lose 9.5 stone? So she said, I don't understand it, she says. She says, because each person is different. Well, I've been watching Netflix and watching Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury was 30 stone when he was drinking and taking drugs. I don't take drugs. And I'm not 30 stone. I'm only 20 stone. But he lost 10 stone. Well, I looked at him, actually, when he was training to go in the boxing ring. He's got freaking tire around the bottom of his waist that looks like love handles. Any of you girls like love handles? Freaking Jesus. He got love handles. He's got the skinniest leg that you can imagine, but he's 20 stone. But he's about 6'9", isn't he? Well, that's my old man's fault because he's a freaking midget. My mother was tall, but my old man was a midget. So I would be okay if I was 6'9". He was only in his 20s as well, Chris. When he was 30 stone. So have you seen the age of him? Does anybody know the age? Joe's legs are thinner. Yeah, but Joe's got thinner legs than anyone. You weigh the same as my hubby, Chris. Cuddly weight. Oh, yeah, I like you. I like, yeah, cuddly. Like a pencil, Abigail French says. Yeah, so what I'm saying is this nurse who said she got to take blood pressure, and she said it's not particularly high at all. Could you go home with a form and take it 30 times and let's have a look at it? She said it don't make sense to me. She says because everybody is different. Everybody's body size is different. I explained that we did a live feed, and technically I've got to lose the same weight as Joe or Sue. How the freaking hell can I do that? She said, I don't know, Joe. I don't know, Sue. But I went right through. I said, listen, round here, all round here, I said I was 2.5 inches bigger than most other people in the group. Not all. Some have got bigger heads than me, but not many. I said, and the difference is, round my neck, I know you can say you're fat, but I've always had a very, very thick neck. And I think it's all the sports I did over the years. And every night when you come, you tense up, don't you? Well, you wouldn't know that half of you, would you? You wouldn't know. But trust me, if you come hard, your neck tightens up. Oh, look. What do you mean too much information, Joe? Love it. I'll keep making notes. Yeah, keep making notes. That's it. Keep making notes. Love it, she says. Look at that. Gary Spencer, stop laughing. So this woman had a sense of humour, but she also had a brain. I says, well, I've been watching Tyson Fury. If Tyson Fury came in here, you'd say he was obese. You'd say he was freaking well overweight. But he lost 10 stone. She said, each person is different. I can't see unless they take measurements all around your body. I hope that right beer you're drinking, Chris. Stop it, Leanne. This is me last of me Campari and soda. I've drunk all the wine. I've drunk all the whiskey. All I've got left is Campari and soda, and then it's a dry. I think it'll be right off anyway, won't it? I only got half a bottle, so that's not going to last long, is it, Sue? What? The Campari. I've got no soda neither. I have to drink it neat in a minute. I have to drink it neat. So I've decided that's it. You can actually watch me disappear on the screen. So what we'll do it over 5 weeks. And each week you'll see me getting smaller and smaller and smaller, thinner and thinner and thinner. And at the end of the day, I'm concerned that if I try to lose 9 stone, was that right? 9 stone? Yeah. 9.5. Where does the excess flesh go? Do I have to get an hairdryer out and freaking shrink wrap myself or something? What you say about sports as a youngster, I'm 23 neck, 48 chest, 36 waist, and 16.5 stone. However, my doctor said ignore BMI as your broad shoulders, which kills that argument. This is the whole point, Graham. At no point did they say, drop your pants and put your bollocks on that scale. Because I know for certain that some people got bigger bollocks than others. Now, we're not going to talk about Willis. But, you know, it takes more people. I tell you, I went in for my appendix. I've shown people this. I've shown people where I had my appendix done years ago. And I'm freaking absolutely lying in hospital once I come round out the operating theatre. I got rushed in. This is years ago. And the doctor came round. And I'm lying there freaking absolutely feeling terrible. Stop laughing, Leanne. Stop laughing. And I'm lying there. And I feel like 16 people have jumped on my chest. I'm not feeling very well at all. And I think it's because I've had the operation. He come round and says, hello, I'm Dr. So-and-so. He was what can I say? He was a foreign persuasion. Is that what I can say without getting into trouble? And he said, hello. Hello. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do an impression. No, stop it. He said, we had real problems with you. I thought, oh, freaking hell. What? He said, when we took your appendix out, we have to take your intestine out first and stick it on top of your belly, on top of your chest. And he said, you've got a lot of guts. And it took a hell of a lot to get it back in. No wonder I felt like I'd been freaking in a tumble dryer. The bastard had been on my chest and shoving my guts back in. And he said it's a known fact that some people have got more guts than others. So, is that why I'm a fat bastard? Is it that I've got a lot of guts? And I said to him, thank fuck you didn't sit on my bollocks. Because it's all right being in an operating theatre, isn't it? Do they pull the smock all the way up? They can see your belly. They can see where to go in for the appendix. And they can see your nuts sitting there and a shrivel up willy thinking, shit, this ain't happening, is it? Because it ain't nice, is it? What do they do to you? But I do remember this. I remember the nurses saying, Christopher, wake up. Wake up, Christopher. Wake up. I reckon I was dying on the freaking operating table. I remember that. That's the only thing I remember. But I reckon I lost 2 inches on my willy that day. And it's never come back. I reckon he's a very, very strange doctor because where he did my appendix, I showed another doctor, and he went, "What the friggin' hell did they do your appendix there? No wonder they had to take your guts out and stick it on your stomach to get in there." Cheeky bastards, honestly.
I reckon you had a trainee.
Sue reckons I had a trainee. What? Trainee? Yeah, you just come out of Kuwait.
Gary said, get yourself on that carnivore diet, Chris. What's carnivore diet? Meat.
Gary Spencer, listen to me. Carnivore diet. No problem at all. What do you think I'm made of? Do you think I can afford meat every day? Hey? It would be nice, wouldn't it? It would be bloody nice, isn't it? They go, don't eat pasta, don't eat rice, don't eat freaking potatoes. What the freaking else I could eat? Oh,
Donations, please.
eggs and bacon and meat. Because Gary Spencer says a carnivore diet. That would be bloody great, isn't it? Do you know what? Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could just go back another 200 years? I could go out, I could spear a cow, couldn't I? Drag it home, club it to death, run it down, drag it home, or bring it home on the mule, not those years ago, and just take bits off and eat it as I want to go, eh? Just give it a go. I mean, come on. So they reckon that you can't, if you try to lose weight by fasting, right, you'll lose muscle before you lose the fat around your belly, because your body goes into protection mode and goes, protect yourself, you're going to die, you've not eaten. So your muscle disappears before, well, I'll just look like a freaking jelly, won't I? I'll look like a freaking jelly. And I want to be able to, in 5 weeks' time, undo this top and show you a real masculine man standing there in front of you, go, wow, fantastic. It's like he's been to a training camp with Tyson Fury. That's what I need to do. That's why the Ethiopians have what? Pot bellies. That's what I think the problem is, Leanne. I think I don't eat enough, and I've just got an Ethiopian belly. Because it's not on the arms, it's not on the legs, it's not on the freaking neck. Yes, and some here. I accept. I got some chubby chops, but it's round the belly. I just need to lose the weight round the belly. So I need some advice. Now, if I get one person on here say, stop fucking eating, fat boy, I'm deleting you.
Graham said, just drool at the chip shop window and suck ice cubes.
Graham. Drool at the chip shop window and suck ice cubes. Lippo. Gary, Lippo. It all sounds like fucking hippo, doesn't it? And the other one, what's the other one on there? Another one on there, isn't it? Someone said something on there, didn't they? Pot bellies? A pot? Yeah, honestly, it's sad, isn't it? It's sad. You're all right if you like Leanne Vine, or like Sue, or like Abigail. Joe, no one complains about Joe not having enough freaking meat on him. But people look at me. But anyway, so I've been watching John Fury. Have you seen him, the father? He's fucking got a belly on him like the sun. They both walk. He got really skinny legs. I've got massive, thick legs. Most of us gun dog people. Oh, Joe, have you been out with a gun yet? Who've been gun dog training for a long, long time, got quite strong legs. Adam, you can vouch for that, can't you, boy? It isn't that you're too fat, just you ain't tall enough. Exactly, Adam. That's why I said my bastard father met my mother on a bus. And he was in the army on national service. And he was upstairs on the back of the bus. And she got on the bus and he chatted her up. And she thought he was funny. So she agreed to go out on a date with him. When he turned up, she said she nearly walked away. Well, if she walked away, I wouldn't have been here. It's as simple as that. That is a true story. As simple as that, I wouldn't be here. But just imagine my old man was taller. And don't forget, it wasn't in the 70s when we had high heels, when we had platforms. Joe blew away in the wind and didn't tie it. Happy didn't tie him down. They're having a go at you now, Joe. It's not fair. You can be one end of the scale to the other end of the scale, but anybody in the middle is perfect. Anybody in the bloody middle is perfect. People like me don't want to be hurt. Don't want to be told, you fat bastard. Start losing some weight. Stop eating so freaking much, you fat bastard. But guess what? That's reality, isn't it? And that's what I'm trying to get round to. So here's the question. And I've got to be very careful how I word it because it's been bothering me for 2 weeks. Well, a week and a half. If you take a dog on a shoot without training it, or you take it shooting without training it, and you fire the gun, what's going to happen? Yeah, Gary Marriott is perfect. Yeah, he's freaking perfect, isn't he? That's why he's helping all these women out with these freaking cockers with freaking bows in their hair at the moment. He's too busy dealing with them people to be in our group these days. Gaza, our mate Gaza. He's pulled away from us because he's getting all the totty now. He's getting all the cockers with bows on. Little gundogs with bows. Little gundogs that wear coats. Hey, don't knock a good coat in this weather for any dog. It's unbelievable at the moment. So I forgot exactly where I was. Where was I? Was anyone listening? Where were we? I'll ask my darling wife. Where were we, Sue? What were we talking about at that point? I read Adam Hudson's comment about Gary Marriott is perfect. That's what Joe thinks. Gary Marriott's perfect.
It's something to do with the shooting and guns.
I only have dogs to keep me on the ground in wind, Adam, says Karen. No training, the dog would either get overstimulated or wind, Adam, says Karen. No training, the dog would either get overstimulated or shot scared.
Well, we're talking about going on a shoot.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't shoot over your dog.
I've had 3 people this week or over Christmas contact me and say, and I think I wrote a little bit about it. And they said to me, I took my dog on the shoot at 12 months old and he won't listen to me. I left it for 12 months. And I've taken him back out again, thinking he's matured up, and he's not listening. I said, what sort of training have you done? One of them said, very little, because he's a gun dog. I'm just waiting for him to grow up. Just waiting for him to grow up. To be fair, I'm more than happy the direction we're heading with Alfie. Well, that's what it's all about. That is what it's all about. If you can get the desired effect with cheese, then you carry on. So I literally had somebody tell me that because they took the dog and it was out of control, they took it too early. So they waited a season, took it this season without doing very much to it, and they don't understand why it doesn't listen to them. What is your dog going to do? Let's go back to dog training, shall we? What is your dog going to do if you've not trained it right and you take it on a shoot? Let's see who comes up with the most direct message answer for that question. What is your dog going to do if you ain't trained it right and you take it on a shoot? They're all Googling it. He generally probably thought that a gun dog does it. Answer the question, Karen. We've moved on from that. Take over. Yeah, good one. Come on. Is Karen the only person here talking to me tonight?
No, Christabel.
Where's Christabel? Where?
Above Karen.
I can't see it. I can't see it. I've not got that on here.
You generally probably thought a gun dog just does it. Right underneath.
I haven't got Chris's. You've got it, but I haven't on here. Isn't that funny?
Goes
Yeah, tits up. I was going to go Fuck up. A nightmare. Exactly.
Run wild.
Exactly. But the whole point of it is that happens on the day you take it because it's not right. But what does it do the following week you take it? Once it's done that to you, it gets worse. There's no other way it'll go. It will just get worse and worse and worse to the point that someone will say, "Excuse me, we don't want you here anymore." Or you won't get asked to go out with people with the gun because they'll say, "Unless we're hillbillies," slippery slope. That's the way. Slippery slope. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Slippery slope. And especially if there's wet conditions, it's very slippery. And that is the problem with these people who think that bribing a dog with a bit of food is going to make the dog sit there when temptation really sets in. Because we put these dogs under great temptation. As simple as that, don't we? I tell you what, self-rewarding behaviours, Chris. I've seen it now, Chris. That's lovely. I'll tell you what, it's funny, isn't it? I must have said something tonight that's really pissed people off because we've got 10 people in here. And yet I can read more than 10 people in the group chatting. It doesn't make sense. How many people does it say yes to for you?
10.
Isn't that funny? They've all gone. Do you know why? Because they've all gone to get a pair of scales to measure their bollocks. He thought less is more. Yeah, exactly, Gary. If you think about it, less is more, is it? You don't take the dog on the shoot if it's not trained. If you take it on the shoot and it's not trained, the wheels will fall off. And if you take a dog shooting before it's stopping on the whistle, when things go wrong, you only have to go back one stage, don't you? I was talking about that one night. All you have to do is go back one stage when things go wrong. But when you see the compromise that people will put their dogs and say, "I don't care about that. As long as I can go out with my dog, I have fun with my dog. That's more important." And I was speaking to someone today, and I'll tell you it was John Archer. Who remembers John Archer? Oh, John Archer. Do you remember John? He was the one who made that dummy launcher for me. Remember that dummy launcher, that air dummy launcher? Bit of a boffin, bit of electronics genius. Out with the fairies, and we've got 17 people in here now. They're freaking leaving and coming back in. Is it darts on or something, you bastards? You're watching darts, aren't you?
Darts fine out.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you. That's it. Leave me in suspension. 180. Yeah, so he said to me, he hasn't done that much with his little bitch, and she needs to be tidied up. And he said, I said, "How are you going to tidy her up?" He said, "Because all the dogs on the shoot are running in." He said, and I need to tidy her up. He said, "But that'll be easy." And I thought, how will it be easy if you've allowed your dog to run in, it's not listening to you, and you need to tidy it up? Do you know what he said? Come on, have a guess what he said. Come on, have a guess what he said. How he'd do it. Have a guess. Come on. We could give a prize, couldn't we, for this? No, we can't. No. We've got too many things going out here at the moment. Oh, I reckon they're all watching freaking darts too, because there's no one answering now. I'm just talking to freaking self. I'm going round and round in circles. Yes, Chris. E-collar. Spot on, mate. E-collar. I have not taught people that if your dog fucks up, go and get an e-collar. Tracy, Susan, can you switch the darts on? We all knock it on the friggin' head and watch the darts show, everyone. Do you want to call it quits, Tracy? You should be able to watch darts in the fucking dark. I went to a prestige shoot and most had e-collars on. What? The gun's wives? That's what you got to do. Keep them at the frigging bar. Keep them at the booze tent. It's a brilliant find, says Tracy. It's a bloke called Little, isn't it? Who's winning it? A youngster, isn't it?
Yeah.
A real youngster. Did you see what fucking Phil Schofield said about him? No, I'm not going to go there because Tracy's watching it. She might fucking switch it off. No, I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say what he said. Yes, but what I'm saying is, it saddened me. It saddened me because if you're not willing to put the time in, get the dog right, and protect that dog, I don't think it's fair just to slap an e-collar on it and punish it. And what I said to him is, I don't mind helping anybody who's got a dog that's a problem. But if you're not willing to put the work in and put the hard graft in, then I'm not willing to discipline the dog. And I think that's a really important thing, everyone. I think that's a really important thing that, yes, we use discipline. We use discipline at the right time. And I will use an e-collar at the right time. And I will teach behavior with an e-collar. But I don't want to use an e-collar as nothing but a punisher. Now, you could say, yes, but the e-collar is far kinder than racing after the dog like we used to if it ran in. And it's got the fun of running in. The whole point of it is my method of training. If you train the dog right, you're not giving the dog chastisement all the time. You and the dog work as a team and you work well as a team. Now, I want to know who in here has got a dog that can work comfortably in a shooting situation, whether you're picking up, whether you're in the beating line, or whether you're shooting with a gun. I want to know who has comfortably got control over their dog. I think you're dead right. Yeah. You only get out what you put in. And I'm not willing to be a disciplinarian for people's dogs that have been messed up because they've allowed the dog to go feral. All you have to do is see your method works. Look at the members and their consistency here every week. And I've been for years. We all have amazing dogs. That's the whole point, isn't it, Karen? That is the whole point about the Corleone way. You know, we're not hiding any crap. We don't feed bullshit. We get dogs to listen to us. And if my method didn't work, I'd be a charlatan if I was trying to flog you. This is the way we train dogs, and you all had dogs out of control. Now, I totally understand if someone's struggling with a dog and they put a lot of work into the dog, then I'll step up and I'll show them what to do. Simple as that. But I'm not willing. When you get a dog and you train it, if you train it, I'll give you credit for that. If you think you can take it on a shoot and as soon as the wheels fall off, you then turn up at Chris Upton's not helping you. I'm not willing to put the dog through the shit that you have created by not training the dog first. What I'll do is I'll help you train a dog. And I don't care if I lost money on this. I don't care if I lost money on it. It's a principle. Because anybody can reach a stage in the training where they need help, they need guidance. That's one thing. But if you're taking your dog on a shoot too soon and the wheels fall off big time, and they don't fall off straight away. They don't fall off straight away. They go wrong, but they don't fall off straight away. It's about the fourth or fifth time the wheels fall off. And you'll see the dog goes, hang on, you can't do anything about this. We don't take shit or talk shit. Get in every week and learn. Watch the videos. Everything on Patreon is explained fully. Everything you need to know to fix your dog. Exactly. It's there in black and white. And the nice thing is we've got clients who've got dogs that they've got problems with, but they've worked hard on them. You can see it they've got weaknesses in their training, and it's my job to point them out, be constructive, and show you how to change that mindset of that dog and get your dog to a better standard. Mine was 100% stopping on the flush. One correction off Gary, off me. 3 days later, the improvement is unbelievable. Exactly, Tim. Exactly. And where has Gary picked it up from? He's picked it up from the Corleone family, and he's out there teaching people. And that's what it's about, isn't it? We can have a laugh, we can get the piss out of each other, but guess what? We're serious about our training. Our training is serious. But if people think that I'm just going to be like RoboCop and sort out all the shit dogs that people fuck up, that ain't happening. Because if you can't have the commitment, or you haven't got the brain cells in your head to think, hang on, I want to train a dog to a good standard. Let me look at this guy's videos. Because guess what, on Patreon, you can come in for 1 week. If you don't like what you see on Patreon, you can fuck off. You can fuck off. If you don't, you can come into Patreon for, you can pay the lower session or you can pay the top higher session, and you can see video after video after video, all indexed, of how to get your dog to a good standard. You even can send videos in and they'll be critiqued. You'll have a voiceover showing you what you're doing right, explaining what you're doing wrong. Not out to make you look stupid, not out there on the big wide world web where these people are so judgmental and yet they don't put up their dogs, they don't put up their videos. What's Gary Spencer laughing at now, Susan? What have you said that's so funny that Gary's pissing himself? Gary's absolutely pissing himself. Somebody lost the darts or something at the freaking darts meeting. Has one gone through the window? Tracy? Oh, it's Leanne. No, Tracy! Tracy! Where's the last dart gone? Because Gary Spencer's pissing himself.
No, it's Leanne, that person. Oh, no, Tracy.
It's bloody Tracy. She loves the sport. Oh, Tracy. She's sitting on the settee in a little fluffy... I nearly said knickers. Sorry, Trace. Slippers. Slippers. I don't know what colour knickers she got. I don't know if they're fluffy. For some reason then, when I said fluffy, and I got it all wrong, I meant to say fluffy slippers, not fluffy knickers. I instantly come to my head when I used to play county badminton. And I love playing mixed doubles because you get the woman up front and she's supposed to cover the net. And because you're the male, you're supposed to be at the back. Stop it, Trace. And they used to bend over and they had frilly knickers on like children, like babies do. Remember them baby frilly fucking pants they used to have on, Sue? Especially girls, not boys so much. Well, I was a special lad. Sorry, Trace, I didn't mean that. I meant your slippers. I meant your slippers, sorry. I put her off the darts. She's thinking, how the hell can he see what I'm doing on the settee? Anyway, on that note, what time is it?
9:24.
Oh, we've got 7 minutes, yeah.
Tim Lesson said earlier on, I went on a press shoot and most had e-collars on. And what are they going to do when it's bad?
Hear this, Tim. Is she going? She's freaking that. But we talked about that about 20 minutes ago, didn't we, Tim? No, she doesn't. She only hears me when she wants to. Do many blokes have this problem with their wives? They only hear you when they want to. I can speak to Sue nice and clearly when she's doing something on her iPad or she's watching something on telly, and I go, am I talking to myself? And I go, sorry, I didn't hear you. How can you not hear me? Like, I don't know. I watched that Tyson Fury, and it says he's got bipolar. I think I've got a little bit of bipolar myself somewhere. Do you reckon, Sue? Did you see any resemblance? Did you see any resemblance? You know, when I go into somewhere, am I loud? And
no.
Thank God for that. I was going to say, I'm not loud like that. I'm not a loud person, am I, Sue?
No.
I'm quite a reserved person, aren't I?
Yeah,
when I go into places. No, I have that with the husband. Yeah, and this is the thing. This is the thing. And this is what that nurse said today in the doctors. She said, can you would you mind taking your shoes and socks off and getting onto that like bed thing that if we can put you back on? So I had to lie down on this bed with my shoes and socks on. Well, I wasn't pre-warned. I forgot whether I washed my feet or not for the last 6 months. So I took my shoes and socks off. I looked at the bottom of my feet and they were black. They were bloody black. It was embarrassing. I thought, if she looks at my feet and says something, I'm going to say, you should see me cock. Sorry. That was not with it. Sorry. That was not. Reversed until they piss you off. Yeah, that's it. That's reversed. Trying to get into the back garage. Yeah, so I'll come back to the freaking nurse thing. She says, right, could you sit on there? You take your shoes and socks off. She gets this pin out. I thought she's going to jab me in the freaking feet. She said, I need to know whether you can feel this on your feet. I thought, it's a freaking needle. Of course I feel it on my freaking feet. So it actually wasn't a needle. It was like a screwdriver, but very, very thin, like a needle end on it. So she's tapping me toe. She says, do you feel that? I says, yeah. Do you feel that? Do you feel that? Do you feel that? I says, yeah. I says, why are you doing that? She says, because some diabetics. Is it diabetic? Yeah. Some diabetics, she says, can't feel their feet. I said, what do you mean they can't feel their feet? I said, is that going to happen to me? She says, no, it's not guaranteed. She says, people who are very diabetic sometimes can't feel their feet. And she says, we had one person who put a boiling hot water bottle on their feet and it burnt a hole in their foot. I said, why the friggin' hell would I want a hot water bottle on my feet? I've never gone to bed with a hot water bottle on my feet. I've never even gone to one on my head or on my chest or on my bottom or, under my bollocks. I've never ever used a hot water bottle like that.
But you did also say, why are you diabetic?
Sorry?
Why are you diabetic?
Yeah, because she looked at all the records and she said, you must only just be diabetic. Where people who are very diabetic have problems. So she wanted to check my feet. Regular
diabetic check done every 6 months, Graham.
What? Prick your feet, Graham? So she said, I don't need a freaking hot water bottle in bed. I said, because my wife in the freaking bed, I can't breathe sometimes because it's so freaking hot. She put 17 freaking blankets on the bed. And she said, that's a woman thing. That's a woman thing, she said, Graham. So I don't know what girls are like, why girls do it. But you'll have to tell me, girls here, diabetics are prone to ulcers in the feet. My best mate and ex-wife are both type 1 diabetics. Oh, Jesus Christ, more doom and gloom, you lot. Some end up... Thank you, Gary. This is getting freaking better.
Doom and gloom.
Doom and gloom night. I fucking go watch the darts, I think. Jesus Christ, what about your sex life? Does that disappear?
Please don't tell him anymore.
Don't. Do you know what? I come on here to cheer me up and cheer people up, and what have you done? You fucking doom and gloom, you lot.
Oh, flip back 11 for the next freaking 1 month.
Jesus Christ. Why would I want to put a water bottle around my freaking feet when we got 27 fucking blankets on the bed? Some end up losing their feet. Will you get flippers?
Thanks for that, Gary. I appreciate you very much. Not.
Freaking hell, doom and gloom, Gary Spencer. Honestly, they're all freaking experts. I'm freaking regular diabetic checks. Graham, do they stick your finger up your arse to see if your rectum's working? Not my finger, nor your finger, Graham, but their finger. And do they use a glove? Now I'm leaving. I'm leaving the auditorium now. Susan, have you read this?
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Sue?
We'll have to wait and see.
It can make you go soft, no hard ones.
Oh, God.
This is getting freaking worse. Our Jack, my son, had to have his finger pricked regularly to test because of his mum. It's genetic. No non-stick pans anywhere.
No stick pins anywhere else.
Oh, they said no non-stick pan. I thought I have to get rid of them as well. Hang on, you've lost me, Graham. No stick pins anywhere else.
Only in your feet.
Oh, thank God for that. Thank God for that. Anyway, so on that note, I'm going to watch the frigging. I was going to say golf. It's darts in it. After I'm just going to sit there watching the darts, crying with depression. That's true, I'm afraid, Chris. My friend was a diabetic. You're having a freaking laugh, Leanne. You're having a freaking laugh. You're just winding me up now. I only have to look at a pretty girl and I have to rearrange my underpants. I'll have you know. So I'm telling you, and I'm not on Viagra. Thank freaking God for that. I mean, my mate said, do you want to take, we were talking about this. He said, testosterone. I said, I don't need any more freaking testosterone, honestly. I'll be growing freaking, I'll be having hairs coming out of my ears. I've never heard of it. My mate's dog is diabetic too. It gets worse. No, don't go there. Don't go there. Did he prick freaking his feet, his pants, to see if he can freaking feel his feet? Hey? Just imagine. Sue has a bit of a nip and draws blood. She'll go, I was only checking you could feel it. Anyway, on that note, I'm going. You've all depressed me. I come on here because I've got mental health problems and I needed to release some pressure. Right? I needed to release some pressure, let it out. And what happens? Leanne has really deflated me. And that's true, I'm afraid, Chris. My friends are diabetic.
And Gary says you're going to lose your feet.
Yeah, Gary says I'm going to lose my feet. Imagine that, running around on a stump. Eh? Gary Spencer, add me and I'll get you and call you and talk. My picture is Spaniel, I think, on Facebook. There you go. Good night, everyone. Chris Upton signing off. Very depressed, very disillusioned. And I think I'm going to lose weight very, very fast and get myself back online. The only reason that I am diabetic, it's not because I'm a fat bastard. It's because of the tablets I've been put on by the doctor. And they then said, oh, I'm sorry, but you should have been on those tablets for that long. It can create diabetes. So hopefully, coming off the tablets, I just think that me and Sue, she's just gonna have to feel a little prick every night, all the way around, isn't it? No, I don't want to feel a little prick, just to see if I'm still freaking here. Keep me alive. Slap me on the head, Sue. Sorry.
If you lose your feet, you lose some weight as well.
If you lost your feet, you'd lose weight. No, you wouldn't. You'd put on weight because you're sitting in a freaking pram.
Oh yeah, you'd have plastic feet.
Oh my God, honestly. He pull me into the car. All right, on that note, I'm just going to go to bed and have fucking nightmares now, you lot. Thanks for that, everyone. Chris Upton signing off. Who thinks it's fucking funny? I'm not seeing this as funny. I'm telling you. I suffer from overthinking.
Yeah, you do.
I do. I suffer from overthinking. I'll be grabbing me bollocks all night, thinking, can I still feel them? Can I still feel them? I'm going to be able to have more sex just to make sure it's working. Honestly, I'm going to have to have it 3 times a day just to frigging make sure it's working. Yeah, that's Graham. Bollocks. Good night. I'm going to watch the freaking dark. It's more fun. Bye-bye all.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Have fun.